All right. Good morning, guys. Debbie Morrow here from the Real Estate Agent Referral Network and Marketing Tips. And this is our Thursday morning virtual coffee, my favorite day of the week because I get to hang out with all you guys, all you cool people. So we are going to do introductions this morning. And the only thing I ask is that they are quick. I'm going to call out a couple of names ahead of time, just so you can be prepared and find the mute button. So when it's your turn, you can go quickly. Tell us your name, who you are, or where you are, if you're a realtor or a lender or what have you, and how long you've been doing that. And then also if this is your first time on the call. So Constantine, you're up first, and then Christelle and Rhonda Jordan. Go for it, Constantine.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Constantine Mingub, and I'm a realtor in Colorado. I have been in a business for less than a year. I'm from West Africa, so I speak English, French, and some African languages. And I'm a mom of three.
Excellent. Thank you. Chris, Rhonda, Gus.
Hey, I am Chris Dowell. I am from Berkshire Hathaway Home Services and Barbecue Country.
We didn't know where that was. And Chris neglected to tell you that this is his first time on the call, and he's been in real estate for, I think we're probably pushing 34 years now. You've been saying 33 for a while.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Rhonda, Gus, and then Crystal.
Hey, I'm Rhonda Jordan. I'm in far western Oklahoma. I work with Remax, and I've done this full-time for 2 years, had my license for about 5.
Excellent. Gus, Crystal, Colton.
Hey there, folks. Gus, I'm a founder of Power ISA. I'm a real estate agent, but I'm also a vendor. We help agents set more appointments by getting them virtual ISAs. So glad to be here. Been licensed since 2010. Been doing the ISA company since 2015.
Thanks, Gus. Crystal, Colton, Tyson. Crystal? She looks like she's got something going on. Can you introduce yourself? Okay, she's got something going on. Colton, Tyson, and then Jana.
Hey guys, my name is Colton. I'm an agent here in Austin, Texas. Been in real estate since I was 21. Didn't get licensed till I was 23. And I've been licensed about 3.5 years now. And I brought my insurance agent with me to today, Tyson.
Excellent. Colton is also helping us spearhead the Young Professionals network that we just started, kind of a subsidiary group, because, sometimes the young people like to network a different way than us old people do. So Colton's moderating that group. So if you fit in that Young Professionals group, and we are characterizing that as under 40. If your number is not 40 yet, then you fit the group. Okay, Tyson, I think Tyson, Jana, Augustina.
Okay, my name is Tyson Smith. I'm a property and casualty insurance broker and advisor with Goosehead Insurance. That's my first time on the call. I've known Colton for a few months now. I'm located over in Cedar Park, and basically I just shop the market for people and see which carrier is going to be the best option for them with whatever they're looking for. So we pretty much do everything besides health insurance.
Excellent, thanks. Jana, Augustina, Elise.
My name is Jana Ryan, and I'm here in Colorado Springs. I'm with Coldwell Banker Beyond, and I've been in real estate since 2015. And I'm a mom of 2 and a GG to 3.
Thank you, Jana. Thanks for being here for the first time. Augustina, Antonella, Elise, and then Samantha. Sometimes it's hard to find the unmute on the phone, so let's try that. Did that help? And I'm sorry. Try again. Try one more time.
Hey, my name is Agustina Antonella Cañadas. I work in real estate also. I'm based in Plata del Carmen, Mexico. I work here. I was in a partnership, but I broke the partnership. So now I'm as an independent and I'm waiting for my license. That's going to be ready the next year. So I'm here to learn. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, guys. Have an amazing day and amazing week. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you, Augustina, for making this an international call. We love that. Did you guys hear that? Playa del Carmen, right? That's where we all love to go vacation. So why not buy a little vacation home down there on the beach, and Augustina can help us. Okay. Elise, Samantha, Robert.
Good morning. My name is Elise Inman. I am a broker with Keller Williams Preferred Realty in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, servicing the Triangle area, predominantly Durham, Raleigh. Also service Wake Forest, Clayton. Pretty familiar with here, born and raised. And this is not my first time to the call. I've been here most every week, scheduled permitting. Great to see everyone this morning, and welcome.
Thank you. Samantha, Robert, Joanna.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Samantha Zarnes. My name might sound familiar because my father, Clarence Zarnes, who's a realtor in Orlando, Florida, invited me to start coming to this networking event. I'm a licensed agent in Maryland, Florida. Most of y'all have probably heard of Annapolis, the state capital. So my main office is there, but I'll go anywhere my clients need me to go. And this is my second time, and I am a real estate agent with RE/MAX. I've been in the business for almost 1 year.
Excellent. Thank you. Robert, Joanna, Tamika.
Hey, everybody. My name is Robert Bernstein. I am a real estate broker here in New York City, where the average price is 1.4 million, which is awesome. I have been on this call before with Debbie and actually signed up for some of her services. So kudos.
Thank you, Robert. Joanna, Tamika, Camilla. Joanna, you're not unmuted. You're muted, honey.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good morning. My name's Joanna Villicana. I'm in California, and I work out of the Palm Springs, Palm Desert area. So I service all of the, Palm Springs, Coachella area, and go all the way to LA if necessary. Been in the business going on 5 years, and yeah.
Joanna, is this your first time on the call?
This is my second time.
Excellent. Well, thanks for coming back.
Yeah.
Excellent. So
Thank you,
Tamika,
guys.
Camilla, Paulo. Tamika, can you unmute? Okay, I'm going to move on. Camilla, I know that you're there. Camilla, Paulo, and then Monica.
Good morning. Oh, was it me?
Yeah, tell us your name, where you are, what brokerage you're with, and how long you've been a realtor.
Sure. My name is Kimia. I'm in Washington State, Seattle area. I've been in business for about 3 years, or a little over three years now. I started right in COVID, and I speak 2 languages. I speak English and also Farsi. And it's my first time on the call.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
All right,
you.
Paulo, Monica, and then John.
Hi, good morning. My name is Paola. I'm from Miami. I'm sorry, it's my baby here with me. I've been working for 2 years. Also, I'm a CPA's realtor. Good morning.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us. Monica, John, and Trina.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Coach Monica Kay. I've been coaching agents at all production levels across the globe for 16 years, founder of the Top Producer Academy and 90K in 90 days. And by the way, they are crushing it. 6 people or halfway through the program are already above 100,000. just blown away. The systems work. I'm doing the happy dance and so proud of these guys. Love to do a virtual coffee. Info's in the chat.
Excellent. Thanks, Monica. John, Trina, and Jenny.
John Rankin, initially licensed in 2000 and then let my license expire. Now I'm a mentor and coach for military members transitioning into real estate or mortgage. And so I just renewed my license and just so that I can actually help them with their process. So.
Excellent. And John, this is your first time on the call, right?
First time.
Excellent. Well, thanks for being here with us. Trina, Jenny, Barbara Classic.
Hi, everybody. I'm Trina Foster with EXP in Arizona. I cover the Metro Phoenix area and beyond. I'd love to help your clients if you ever need anything. I've been licensed for about 5 years and full-time for 2.
Excellent. Thanks, Trina. Jenny, Barbara, and I got a Tiffany.
Hey, Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Jenny Hernandez. I'm a mortgage loan officer with Teachers Federal Credit Union. I've been a loan officer I've had a loan officer license since 2012. And I do mortgages and home equities in about 49 states. And I'm in Long Island, New York, but we also have a branch in Tampa, Florida as of right now.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us, Jenny. Barbara, Tiffany, Dawn.
Hi, excuse me. Hi, I'm Barbara Classic. I am in San Diego, California. I'm a real estate agent. My husband and I are a team. It's the Classic team. And yeah, I've come on these calls many times and I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. We appreciate those of you who are always here. So thank you. Tiffany, Dawn Keaton, Dawn Loading.
Hi, my name is Tiffany. This is my second time on a call. I've been a notary for 8 years and I'm a newly licensed real estate agent and I decided to sign with EXP. So I'm looking forward to the journey. I'm a very dedicated person, so just trying to get out there, network, and see where this is going to lead me.
Excellent. Thanks for coming back, Tiffany. Dawn Keaton, Dawn Loading, and oh my gosh, went to the second page and now, Jody Culp.
Okay, my name is Don Keaton. I'm a broker in Omaha, Nebraska. I've been in real estate I'm on my 48th year. I was 25 years as an independent broker, then 20 years as a RE/MAX broker. And now I've been 3 years back as an independent broker because I wanted to step back a little bit. And I'm in Omaha, Nebraska.
Excellent. Dawn, is this your first time on the call?
It's my second.
Well, thanks for being here. Dawn Loading, Jody Culp, Window King.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dawn Loading. This is my first time on the call. I just saw the invite and thought, I need to jump on that. And I'm so glad that I did. This is so great, Debbie. Thank you. I've been an agent and I'm on a walk, you guys, so I'm sorry. Great presentation for the first time, but who cares, right? I have been an agent for 21 years now. I'm in Central Texas. I actually live in New Braunfels, Texas, but my team covers everything from Austin through San Antonio and the Texas Hill Country. So absolutely love referrals and working with people that I know. And so this just seemed like a really good fit. I just joined a brand new company. Well, not brand new. It's been around for a couple of years called Epic Realty. I was formerly at EXP for 7 years. Absolutely love that company as well. However, just started this new company, got my team all moved over. So anyone who has anything in the Texas area, let me know.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us, Dawn.
Thank you.
Jody, Wendell, Chandler.
I was just pausing a minute. So I'm not Jody. It's kind of funny. I'm Vivian.
But Jody is my business partner. For some reason, she is showing up on my Zoom account. So, but we are the Selling Nashville team from Nashville, Tennessee, and we handle pretty much Nashville and all around it within probably hour and a half radius. We have been in the business since just after COVID, and we joined as a team in July of 21. And it's just the two of us, and we handle all of our clients in tandem. So they get 2 for 1 with us. This is our second time on the call, and our whole history is combined 50 years with Marriott Hotels. And then COVID happened. No one had meetings anymore, so we went into real estate.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Vivian.
Thank you.
Wendell, Chandler, Michelle, Frida.
Hey guys, I'm Wendell King with Insta Mortgage. Hey, look, we're offering a 580 credit score, 100% financing. Look, give me a call. Let's get your clients into some homes. Right now, there's a disparity of them borrowers being able to come up with the money for the down payment. Call me.
Thank you. Chandler, Michelle, Bill Gross.
Hello, my name is Chandler Mize. I'm also in Nashville. I've been in the industry for about 4 years, more on the investing side, and now kind of transitioning in the process of switching over to the realtor side. So second time on the call.
Excellent. Thanks for being here. Michelle, Bill Gross, Jessica.
Hi, how are you? I'm Michelle Frida with Real Broker in Florida, Melbourne, Florida. And I've been doing this since January. Got my license in November and been on the call a few times. I just kind of don't do it every single week. Whenever I can, I do.
Thank you for being here. Bill Gross, Jessica Ozzie, Danny Lung.
Hi, I'm Bill Gross. I'm president of the Debbie Morrow fan club. I'm a full-time Debbie Morrow fan. I'm reformed. I used to be an enemy. Now I'm a fan. I'm actually a real estate broker in Los Angeles, folks. I'm probate real estate. I run Probate Weekly on Thursdays, today at 4 p.m. Pacific time. I'm building a national network of probate real estate agents, attorneys, and vendors. Thanks.
So I have to tell you that I am the president of the Bill Gross fan club. And I tell you what, if you guys are at all interested in learning about probate, Bill is the guy to talk to. He knows everything there is to know about probate and how to get you connected with the lawyers who are, dealing with that process. So reach out to him. Jessica, Danny, and nobody else has their camera on. So if you guys want to introduce yourself, please turn your camera on so I know that you're actually there behind the camera. Jessica, Danny, Lillian.
Hi, Debbie. Hi, everyone. This is Jessica Azzi from Lair Realty Partners. I've been on quite a bit of Debbie's calls. I did have a few weeks where I couldn't make the call, but I'm back. And it's great to see everybody. I'm licensed in Mass and Rhode Island. If you need anything this way, please. I love referrals and I love giving them out as well. So
good to see you again, Jessica.
Thank
Danny, Lillian, and I know we're going to go to Rose Mosley because I know she's there. She's been messaging me.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Danny with Military Home Loans. Feels like it's been a few weeks that we've done the intros for everyone. So I feel like I'm a little rusty. So I'm going to have to read my elevator pitch a little bit. Anyway, I'm with Military Home Loans. We are licensed in 11 states, and then through our corporate American Pacific Mortgage, we are licensed in 49. You can see right here. You can connect with me right here in the QR code. And then at the end of the month, September 27th, we have our monthly Everything VA Lunch and Learn. If you want to learn more about the VA loan, sign on. You can connect with us virtually. And if you happen to be in the San Diego area, you can come in person. Thanks.
Thanks, Danny. Lillian, Rose, and then Brenda. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Hey y'all, my name is Lillian Dublina. I'm the managing broker for the Avalon Realty Group. We are actually a virtual firm, been in business for right at 2 years. The owner has been in real estate for 20. I have been in real estate for the past 3. I actually got into real estate because I have another business where I help people with like their credit and reducing their DTI and things of that nature. So it just made sense to go into real estate as well. So this is my 3rd time here. I'm glad to be on and connecting with everybody, and yeah, looking to grow.
Thank you. Rose, are you there? We're gonna go Rose. No, maybe we're not gonna go Rose, unless she's having a hard time unmuting on the phone. She was sending me messages, so I was certain she was here, but okay. If Rose, if you're there, we'll come back to you. Brenda and then Susan.
Hi, my name is Brenda. I am in the Metro Atlanta area, pretty much covering 3 counties here. I'm a real estate agent, single agent, and I have been on this call numerous times and always get little gems from it. So I appreciate this platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Hi there. I just made it for the first time on the call. I've been trying. It's and life happens. I'm actually opened my brokerage 2 years ago, been a realtor for almost 8 now. Been training 1 new agent who's also my property manager. I'm in Orlando, Florida. Bilingual. I speak German. So I just actually joined the group. It's the German Realtors in the USA. So that group has grown pretty quickly. I also get referrals from overseas quite a bit. And if you see behind me, I have a mess behind my dogs and I homeschool my daughter. So I have a full book every single day. I love real estate. I specialize in veterans and first-time home buyers.
Excellent. Thank you. And thanks for joining us this morning. So happy you're here. Is there anyone else that, other than the speaker, that hasn't had a chance to introduce themselves? Okay, then we're going to
Debbie,
hop right. Yes.
you want to remind everyone to put their information in the chat, right? Because no one can reach you if we're being a secret agent.
100% correct.
Yeah,
Please
name,
do.
number, email, whatever you want to put in there. And for those of you who said you're going to be in Nashville, I'm traveling and working. Guess where I'm going to be next week? So hit me up. I'll be in Nashville Saturday through Sunday. I leave this Saturday. So I'd love to have coffee with you guys just to chat and connect, send referrals. Hit me up. I'll put it
Awesome.
back in the
Cool.
chat.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for that reminder, Monica. Yes, everybody do put your information in the chat. We'll download it at the end. This is a great time to do it too, because now that we're kind of locked in and everybody's here. So we ended up with 40 people on the call. We only started with 25, so that's really cool. This morning we have the pleasure of having NAR's very own safety expert, and who's a member of our group and has been on this call many times. And I was so excited to reach out to her and have her say, yes, I'm available. So Tracey, please share your wisdom with everyone. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. Whenever anyone wants to talk about safety, I get excited. Plus, it is Realtor Safety Month. So I'm even more excited. And when you reached out, whenever someone reaches out during September, that's my Christmas, that's my busy time, then it's like, oh no, but I had the Thursday available. So I am happy to be here. I want to be able to share screen. So can you enable that for me?
I certainly can. Let me.
And
Thank
while
you.
waiting for okay, let me do that. And while waiting for her to do that, let me tell you a little bit about me. I am actually me. I am not NAR, but I am me. I'm a former agent, and I've been teaching real estate safety for, I hate to say it, 28 years. I love saying it. And I get the opportunity to travel the country. This month, next week, I'm heading to LA. I will be in Missouri, in Springfield. I'm here in Kansas City with Chris. I am going to Arizona virtually, so many different places. I can't name them all. This is my busy month. So let me get my PowerPoint up here and remind me, Debbie, how much time do I have total?
15 minutes.
And then you're allowing time for questions and answers. Is that correct?
We will, yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. I talk a lot. So what I have is I typically do a 60-minute presentation and I tie myself in knots. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see
And
it.
perfect. I tie myself in knots when I have like a short period of time, and I'm not a fast talker, but I talk fast. So what I decided to do is to go ahead and show the slides, and I cut them down. I'm not going to be able to go into great detail like I typically would, but I at least want you all to be aware. And when you leave today, you're going to know something new and different. You're going to be able to practice in a safer way. And one of my calling cards is I'm going to teach you how to build your business using safety. And I have the handouts for that. So I'm looking at my clock, and I have until 9:45 my time. So let's go. I had a broker tell me, she said, Tracey, I'd love to hire you. She said, but it's not a good business decision. It's not worth the investment because agents won't show up unless you're teaching them how to make more money. So that was my wake up call. And that's when I started adding business building to every single one of my 15 safety presentations. So being a solopreneur, whenever you hear me talking, I have to, just like you, I have to make deals in order to stay in business. So everything is focused around building your business. As Debbie says, I have a big platform. I was selected to host the NAR, Drive with NAR, the safety series, the country's first and only real estate safety podcast. And I have to say, our first episode, we had, I want to say 9,500 downloads in 30 days. And I hear that that's great. And we have another episode out. So the third Monday of every month, tune in. I get to write for RAS Media, The Close, Inman, as well as Realtor Magazine. So you've seen me around. This is my passion. I created a Facebook group where I can talk about everything that's happening in the safety and security world of real estate. So whenever there's a crime, whenever there's a story, this is where you go. And I'll give you a link at the end. So don't worry about writing anything down. What I'm going to do today, instead of making it interactive, since I only have 15 minutes, but if I had time, I could ask questions and get through them all. But what I'm going to do is just pretty much talk. So sit back and listen. And if I go too fast, somebody slow me down. Just jump in and say, hey, Tracey, slow down. But I'm passionate about getting the information to you as much as possible. There are risks involved in the jobs of a real estate agent. If you look at your job description, you make a living meeting complete strangers in empty houses. You make a living sitting in empty houses and waiting for strangers to walk in. How does that sound? My job is not to scare you, but to remove the dangers. The U.S. Department of Labor considers real estate sales and leasing a high-risk hazardous occupation. Let's remove the risk so that you can work and make a living, and that's what I do. NAR every year has a member safety report. That's where they survey realtors to find out what you're afraid of, if there are any crimes, if you have any concerns, any risk. And I implore you all to please read it. It's out for 2022, I think, or 23. They do it every safety month. It's important to do that. One thing that I talk about, and I think the best way to learn is lessons learned. I tell stories. I tell stories of crimes against real estate agents. Can't go into great detail, but I'm sure most of you all have heard of the Beverly Carter story. Yes? Most of you? Let me show you something I got in the mail the other day from the Beverly Carter Foundation. They actually gave me an award, a safety award, and I'm extremely pleased to get that. I have it in a place of honor. Beverly Carter was a real estate agent who got a call from a client. She showed up, they kidnapped and killed her. And as a result, her family sued the real estate company because they said if there were safety training, then they believed that she would be with us today. So I said, hey, brokers, let me help you reduce your liability. So I had to create a brokerage safety program, a certification program, teaching them how to be safe. And that was my light bulb moment. The lesson learned was not necessarily learned because the exact same thing happened to Monique Bao, a real estate agent in Minnesota. My passion is to make sure you all know that these stories are happening. They're happening everywhere and they're happening all the time. When I hear a real estate agent who says, I only work in the daytime, so I'm okay, or I only go to good parts of town, I want to scream. Criminals have cars. As long as criminals have cars, they're everywhere. So no matter where you live, where you work, you need to be alert and you need to be aware. I'm not saying be afraid. Also, the good parts of town, or the so-called good parts of town, that's where the good stuff is. So criminals may target those areas. So wherever you're working, whenever you're working, you need to practice safely. And then I've cut back on some of the stories and I'm trying to highlight some. There have been headlines about a couple of real estate companies that had agents that were assaulted or harassed by fellow agents. So that brings up a whole new conversation. And I'm sure most of you are aware of what's going on at the national level with NAR and the harassment stories. So that forces me to remind everyone, be familiar with the Me Too policy, the NAR Me Too sexual harassment policy. Some people don't realize where that line is. So please take the time to read that policy to make sure you don't cross the line. The most recent crime against a real estate agent happens to be one, well, there are several crimes, but the ones that make the national headline is an agent in New Zealand who was door knocking, who never came back home. I don't tell you not to do something, but I tell you how to do it in a safe way. So if door knocking is the way you develop your business, take someone with you. That way you can cover more ground and always be in eyesight of each other. I don't think I mentioned I have a twin sister. She and I got our licenses together, and she's still a real estate agent. She ran for city council here in Kansas City. So of course I had to do door knocking. We went together. We were always across the street or next door where we could see each other. We covered more ground. So if you decide to door knock, do it in a safe manner. Every presentation, I must say, you can't judge a book by its cover. And I have to keep saying it because I have agents who said, oh, I can tell if someone's good or bad, or if they mean me harm, I can size up someone pretty quickly. No, you can't. Criminals know how to disguise themselves. I talk about this picture. If you're an upper income or luxury agent and this fella showed up and you judge that book by its cover and you dismissed him, you would be wrong. That is Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, one of the richest men in the world. Also, this fella, clean cut, charismatic, good looking. So if you judge that book by its cover, he is a serial killer. And you would make a bad decision there. So you can't judge a book by its cover. So what do you do? What do you depend on? Oprah always had a guest on named Gavin DeBecker. He wrote a book called The Gift of Fear. And if you look over my shoulder on the bookshelf, I have several copies of it. This book talks about the fear signals that we all have if we just listen to them. Instinct, intuition, sixth sense, flight or flight, spidey sense, whatever you want to call it. If you listen to that voice, you cannot be victimized. Its sole job is to warn us when danger is coming. So when we dismiss it and we think, everything's fine, that's silly, don't do that. If you hear nothing else, listen to the voice. And I always talk about creating a safety plan. You need to know what you're going to do when you're working, whether it's showing, having an open house, no matter what you're doing, there always needs to be a safety plan in place. And according to the survey, 66% of the members surveyed said that they meet their clients in advance. That number sounds kind of high, but let's say we go with it. There should never be an opportunity where you meet your client for the first time at the property. And I know that's not necessarily realistic each time, so I have to say that. That means that if you can meet in and people say a coffee shops are busy, it defeats the purpose of creating witness potential. If it's a coffee shop where you are known, that's different because the maybe would-be perpetrator, maybe buyer sees, hey, they know her and they can identify me. So the whole game is making sure that there are witnesses. If it's your office, if it's a lender, and I know we have some lenders, title companies on here, I guarantee you, they would allow you to use their office if you need a meeting. And if you're one of those lenders or one of those companies, industry companies, in the chat, would you please say that you would allow an agent to use your office if it's convenient, and just say where you're located, if you'll do that for me, because it's a partnership in this industry. There are 7 names on this screen. Look at each name, and I'm looking at the clock, so I'm not going to linger. And then look at the names here. These are all male agents who have been victimized in the past 3 years. Oftentimes people think this is a female agent situation. Male agents need not attend. These are male agents who have been robbed, who have been assaulted, who have even been murdered and carjacked. So it happens to everyone. I wrote an article for Realtor magazine where I talked about 4 ways that male agents put themselves in danger. It was the most read article of the year. So that tells me that it needed to be said. Every single real estate agent should never, ever work when someone doesn't know where they are. Someone has to know where you are at all times. So that means using a form, and Realtor, if you go to NAR/Realtor, NAR.Realtor, you can find the paper form that lets you share your itinerary, as well as collect client information. But one of the most important forms that's not filled out is the agent information form. Every broker should have the information on their agents on file. That means your emergency contact, your vehicle, make, model, license plate number, color. That means if you have any health issues, so if something happens to you while at work, they can handle it appropriately. Every one of you work on your phone. I work on my phone. My phone is the hub of my business. Can't live without it. If you lose your phone, you have information on your clients in there. You have to explain to them, if you lose your phone, I'm sorry, someone, maybe a criminal, has your information. I did not protect your information. One thing you can do to make sure it's protected, and that's to have a PIN or a password on your phone. We talk about apps, and most apps, for the most part, they just don't work as far as location, because if you send a signal that you're in trouble, it's simply sending that signal to the crime scene. Hey, something's wrong, I'm in trouble, here's where I am. Be more proactive. If you ever lose your phone, and I lost my phone, I found out that Google tracks me. And you all probably know this, but to see it in writing, it tells exactly where I've been. It even gives a timeline. So if you lose your phone, then it can help you track your phone down. It works for you too. You have an opportunity to share your location within Google Maps so that someone knows where you are at all times. You can limit how long they can find you. It could be the time that you're showing, or I had an agent who says she just does it 365 and just never turns it off. Someone can look and see where you are. If you can't find your phone, erase it remotely if you use Google. So make sure you have that enabled. Let's talk quickly. I still have some time here. Am I going too fast? Anyone dizzy yet?
You're doing great.
Okay, lead with safety. That's my theme. I am telling agents there are 1.5 million realtors. How do you stand out? I'm here in Kansas City. Chris knows we have about 13,000 members of KCRAR, the Kansas City Regional Association. So wherever I go, I'm telling agents, here's how you stand out. Be the agent who's always talking about safety. Be the agent who's concerned about them. So can you grow your business using safety? I say you can, and let me tell you how. And again, these articles, I will give you the link. When you are on a listing appointment, I have created a seller security checklist, and you'll be able to download that. Instead of talking about CMAs, marketing, and net profits or proceeds, talk to them about ways to keep their house safe while it's on the market. That's getting personal pictures out of sight, jewelry out of jewelry boxes, medicine out of medicine cabinets. You get to tell them, get this paperwork out of sight, talk about lights, locks, and landscaping, let them know that they're not to let anyone in if they come to look at the house, no matter what. And the proper way to do that, of course, is to tell them, use the lockbox and close and lock the door behind them. So you are the one having that conversation on that listing appointment. You're going to stand out. I wrote an article. Again, you'll get the link. FSBOs. I know agents love the thought of listing that FSBO, but FSBOs don't like you. They don't respect you. They don't respect the work you do. They think they can put a sign in the yard and do what you do. It's not that easy. What I did is I created a FSBO safety tip sheet, and this has been downloaded thousands and thousands of times. Staple your business card to this, mail it, hand it, or stick it in the door of a FSBO. What it does is it talks about the things that I talk about in my regular training that I've touched upon today, how to be safe, things that they never thought about. Your business card is attached to that. So think about it. By the time they get to number 13, they're going to say, I didn't know I had to have someone with me. I didn't know I had to screen. I didn't know to put valuables away. What am I doing? That business card is going to rise to the top. Wrote an article. Again, you'll have the link. Most of us are on Facebook. All I have time to say is to be careful. Social engineers are out there. Their goal is to play the little cute fun games. What's your pet's name? What school did you attend? What street did you grow up on? That's social engineering. They're trying to trick you into giving information so that they can hack your accounts and guess your passwords. Those answers are typically the answers to security questions. So be very careful when responding on Facebook. That's their full-time job. Make sure you Google yourself on a regular basis so that you know what's out there about you and you know what the public can see so that you can plan and act accordingly. I've talked to you about seller safety, how to stand out, FSBO safety. Now buyers. When buyers ask, is this a good neighborhood? Is it safe? You already know that you legally cannot answer that question. So instead of saying, I don't know, be a resource. Talk to them about resources like spot crime. And this is something you all should do as well. Type in your address or have them type in the address, and it's going to give a list of crimes in that area so they can make a determination if that's an area that meets their criteria for safety and security. Or refer them to the police department's crime prevention department. They will give them the statistics too. So be a resource. As far as pictures, professional pictures, and I should be able to stop right there. but I have seen some things that I'm just thumbing through, male agents too. Be careful, the image you portray, that's how you're going to get treated. I'm going to touch briefly upon cyber threats. That's in the news. You all heard of the MLS breach, and it impacted probably many of you all. Cyber crime is a human crime, not a firewall, not an antivirus, not a laptop, not a phone problem. It's a human problem. It takes you to click one button, download one thing in order to be a victim. If you pause, stop, and think before you do anything, you can prevent those crimes. Phishing, that's where criminals are sending emails to get information, change wire instructions, passwords. I have to tell you all, just choose a password, a passphrase. Passwords are easy to guess. So make sure that your accounts are protected. If someone can hack your password, they have access to everything. Cybersecurity, I talk about risk assessment, and the most important thing is employee training. I have a cybersecurity class and I make it interactive, and we talk about ways to not be a victim. I cannot end this without touching upon artificial intelligence. Is it a friend or foe? Some people think that AI is going to replace real estate agents. Some say no way that's going to happen. I had an agent who said, and she said, artificial intelligence can't look you in the eye, can't smile at you, shake your hand, and have a conversation with you. You need to know that there is a such thing as a humanoid. Her name is Emeka. Emeka was interviewed by a reporter, and Emeka could smile, talk. So be careful. So I'm not saying that it can replace you, but I'm saying a real estate agent who is using artificial intelligence can outproduce you. Don't be that one. ChatGPT is probably the most common one. There is Bard, there is Bing, and there is Claude. You give it a prompt and it produces output. If you're not a good writer, and Canva has tools as well, exact same thing. If you give it a prompt, write a blog post, write a social media schedule, 30 posts for 30 days in Kansas City, give me the hashtags, give me SEO content, a strong call to action. And by the way, tell me the best time and the best day to post it. It will magically do that. So that's how real estate agents are able to outproduce those who are doing it the old-fashioned way. Deepfakes are real. Someone will take your face or someone's face, put it on another body, and make it do things it didn't do. When I saw Queen Elizabeth getting up dancing, I was convinced deepfakes are real. They happen. So the lady on the bottom of the screen put Queen Elizabeth's face on. So that can happen in the real estate industry. The Pentagon explosion was a deepfake, but it got reported by the news media. When Ukrainian President Zelensky went on and said, put down your weapons, soldier, the war is over. That showed me how dangerous deepfakes can be. So you need to be alert and aware that deepfakes are out there. In the real estate world, there are deepfake voices. You all have heard of the phone call where the broker would call or text and ask their agents to send a gift card to go get a gift card. I'm with a client now. There are voice deepfakes where they're synthesizing, copying, impersonating the voice of the broker, making a phone call, telling you to pay an invoice, pay a bill, get a gift card, whatever it is. I have a whole new training. That's what I'm popular for nowadays, my AI training, telling you how to use it safely. You don't put personal information in because that's out. And people think you can do a personalized request and get a report, and it will make a great report. It will make a great chart and graph. You can summarize business information. You can summarize PDF documents, but keep in mind that it's not private. Do not put client data there. Don't put your company data there, especially proprietary information, unless you want it to be public. I created the country's only real estate safety designation, where I spend a whole day talking about what I tried to summarize today. And I teach you how to make more money being a real estate agent, how to add value to the consumer. You'll notice that pretty much everything I talk about is how to protect the consumer. That's what helps me get my classes approved for CE, and over 30 or so states. I haven't kept up with them. 75% of those who were surveyed said that they felt safer after a safety course. Today was like a mini course. I hope that I said something today that will help you work in a safer manner, open your eyes to something, or even think about techniques. Okay, I'm wrapping up. Here's the homework assignment. Every single one of you need to go to the Have I Been Pwned website, and it's pwned is spelled without a vowel in the middle. Drives me crazy. Plug in your phone number, plug in your email address. You're going to get a list of websites where they have had security breaches. That means your password is compromised. Go to those pages and update your password immediately. For those of you who blow it off, your password is on the dark web. Cyber criminals have access to it. This is another opportunity to touch your consumers. Reach out and say, hey, I just learned about this today. Just wanted to share it with you. Make sure you're safe. Those of you today will get a copy of that AI handbook. I've got an ebook that you can download when we're done today. I put my contact information in the chat. Just click on that, download the FSBO safety tip sheet, download the cybersecurity. I think it's like 12 pages. Read it. If you're going to use AI, at least do it in a safe manner. Share it with those in your office. I also use AI to create a coloring book for kids. I have grandkids, so I want to make sure they're using it in a safe manner. You can write a book in a day. But the one thing you need to remember is to fact check. Artificial intelligence hallucinates, it lies. So it makes up facts and it doubles down sometimes, but you need to fact check everything. Don't just copy and paste. Always tweak it. You don't want to get in trouble with plagiarism. Remember, everything that you put into it is learning from you. Everything is public information. Check out The Drive with NAR, my podcast, the third Monday of every month. There are 2 episodes out now. September, we're talking about preparedness, which is safety for Safety Month. October, we're talking about AI and cybersecurity. And those are some of the articles that I have written. And again, you will have the link to download it. This is the agent from the first episode, and she is absolutely fabulous and brave for telling her story. And I want you to hear it. So go ahead and download that. There's the Facebook page so that you can be in the loop. Talk about the different, to learn about the different crimes against real estate agents. There's my AI class, and it's taken me across the country, and I'm not done yet. There's the QR code, the link to download everything that I've talked about. And I am done.
That was, I thank you, Tracey, for condensing that and giving us as much as you possibly could in the short amount of time that we allowed for. Does anybody have any questions? Excuse me, questions for Tracey? And Tracey, if you'll stop sharing, that'll put your face back on the screen big.
I'd just like to make a comment, Debbie. So my very first career as a young cub was special agent for the government. And I was in a 3-day homicide course. And I got this, I've kept this for 30 years. It says, "We work for God." It's Lieutenant Commander Vernon Gebreth from New York PD. And what she is sharing what Tracey is sharing is real. And a lot of times it's not even reported. Right. And it happens all the time, not just to realtors, but to people all the time. We have to be aware of our surroundings. And what Tracey has to say is just key. And it's even a good reminder for me. I tell people I'm now in code white because code white means I'm unaware. Right. And I've got to constantly remind myself just to be aware of your surroundings and be smarter and don't just trust. Right. And like Ted Bundy, right. Perfect example. Good looking, charming. Yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover. So well done, Tracey. I'm going to connect with you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Looks like Rose has a question.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment, just how brilliant the whole presentation was. And in my 23 years of this of the real estate industry, I've never been exposed to anything like this. So this is brilliant information and very refreshing as well. I mean, I go to a lot of groups and hear a lot of different people's presentations in the real estate space. So your perspective on safety and, not only safety from physical, but through the virtual is just, it's very refreshing. So it's very brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rose.
Best.
Great presentation, Tracey. Really good information. A quick question about the passwords. I use, with Android and Google, you get the password manager. Have you seen that to be effective? Because I used to use a bunch of the same passwords until I got like a notification saying, oh, one of your accounts has been compromised, and I had to go and count. Oh my goodness. Then I got like dozens of accounts are now compromised, right? Because I shared a lot of the passwords. I'm using Google Password Manager. I think iPhone has a really similar feature. Does that help kind of mitigate that issue, or anything you recommend to keep all these accounts? You have so many accounts, right?
It does, Gus. And Gus, I was the one who used the same password everywhere because it was easier. But think about it. Think about it. If a cyber criminal got that one password, then they can go into any of your accounts. So that was my wake up call. Chrome does have a password saver. So typically, and if you all watch commercials all the time, you know that Google is really hyper aware of safety and security. So that's what I use now. I have a different password for each account. I don't have to worry about remembering it because it's remembered in the browser, and those are pretty secure. A lot of times people were using LastPass. LastPass was a big, probably the number one password saver. They had a breach. So as a result of that breach, LastPass is not on my list anymore. So your browser password is ideal. And if you're not comfortable, again, a passphrase cannot be a word. It could be a sentence. It could be a phrase, something unrelated that doesn't make sense. Purple cow, or anything that just doesn't go together that no one would ever guess. So excellent. Thank you for the question. And everyone must have passphrases. All of your accounts, no shortcuts.
Excellent. Thanks, Tiffany.
Yes, I learned so much from that little short presentation. I love you, Tracey. You gave me so much information, and I'm going to definitely look over my passwords and things like that. But that book that you were talking about how you get spidey senses in situations where you're, afraid and not to look over that feeling, that really hit me home because I'm new at real estate. So like going with people, trusting people, that was one of the things that I were like, well, it's my job to trust, even though I have feelings,
Wait, Tiffany, wait, it is not your job to trust. No one told you that. Real estate agents are so trusting. We feel like, well, I was an agent. You feel like you have to trust people. No, you don't. You have to do your homework. They rely upon you feeling like, well, I've got to do this. As a matter of fact, the first guest that I had on, I showed you her picture. She said that she got a phone call to show these people. It was a couple of guys. When she got there, she knew something was wrong. And she said, I really needed that cell. Because she needed the cell, she ignored that voice. So she walked into that house and she was raped, and she learned some lessons from that. In the podcast, she is sharing those lessons. So you are not required to trust anyone. As a matter of fact, do your homework, vet them, utilize Google. Anyone heard of Forewarn? Forewarn is an app in the real estate industry. Write it down, look it up. If your association more than likely has it and offers it as a member benefit, your real estate company may have it. It allows you to enter a phone number or an email address, and it will confirm the identity of who you're going to meet. It will tell you if that's a burner phone. It will tell you if there are criminal convictions, and it takes like 2 minutes. I interviewed him several times for different articles, and he says at a stoplight, you can enter the phone number and get a report back before you meet that person. But keep in mind, it only shows convictions. If someone has been a criminal, there's a statistic. Sorry, saying that easy. There's a stat that says that they've gotten away with the crime 11 times before they were caught. So just because they don't have a conviction doesn't mean that they're okay. You still do your homework, and then it still will let you know if they're really who they say they are. If it's a burner phone and a temporary phone, that means you decide whether or not you want to do business with someone who uses a temporary phone. It will give you financial information so you can determine if they can even afford it, if they have any bankruptcies or foreclosures. So you must do your homework. You must vet whoever you're going to meet, not just buyers, but sellers. We're all up in arms about protecting ourselves from the buyers that we're going to meet. What about that listing appointment? You're walking into a house with someone you don't know, and you're locking the door. Do your homework on sellers too.
Yes,
Excellent.
indeed. Thank you, Tracey.
Samantha.
Tracey, thank you so much for your presentation today. I super appreciate it. I, like Tiffany, am a newer agent, and obviously I had all the same concerns. And so I just wanted to share with some of the newbies and some of the people that have been in the business for a while. I never meet a client first time alone. I always bring another agent from my office. And in the event another agent from my office can't come to either a buyer's appointment or a listing appointment, then I bring my husband and I introduce him as my unpaid, unlicensed assistant. And to be honest, the clients don't mind. They're like, oh my gosh, of course, like bring him in. Like I was like, he could sit in the car, now that we met, and like, oh no, bring him in. And so I have never found an instance where it offended the client that I meet. I'm like, oh, you can never be too safe. And they're like, oh my gosh, absolutely. So in case you're worried about offending anybody, I've never had that experience, and I've just wanted to share that with everyone.
Thank you for speaking up, Samantha. And when we talk about doing open houses or showing, when not doing them alone, new agents are the perfect partner. I guarantee you, they will rarely say no for the opportunity to tag along with a seasoned agent. When it's an open house, I guarantee you that lenders will do backflips to co-host with you, probably even bring snacks, as I say. So you never have to work alone. And then I'm so glad that you did not say bring a big, strong agent, male agent with you. No, it doesn't matter. As long as it's another person who increases witness potential, it could be a female agent. It doesn't matter as long as it's another adult. And then finally, I lost my train of thought because I talk so much. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Crystal. Crystal, you're muted, honey.
Hi, Tracy, just a quick question. I went to the website about you have been pwned. And what do you do if, because I noticed it was like 14 data breaches or something. So what do you do once you have that information? How do you
tells you those
password? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Thank you for saying that. And Crystal, what are some of the companies there? There could be Salesforce, Canva, Poshmark. Do you have it in front of you? You can share the companies.
Yeah, it was LinkedIn. It was one of the ones I use all the time. LinkedIn, Avo, most of the common ones that I use.
Right. So that's the point, that each of those had a breach. Someone accessed their client information and has possibly has your password. So that means go to each of those 14 and change your password. And I, like everyone here needs to do, because your password's on the dark web. It's just a matter of time if a cyber criminal decides to go and use it to hack into your other accounts. So that's a warning to change your password. And again, share that with the consumers and your clients and say, I learned this, I'm looking out for your safety. It's another touch point. So good job, Crystal.
Next
question. We are.
Are we done? Okay.
No, well, I was just going to say we're at the top of the hour. Go ahead, Crystal, with your follow-up question.
Just real quick, I am a user of LastPass. I love LastPass. And I know you said that they were breached. I've been changing my password, but I didn't change, my master password, but not the password to everything. Should I switch from LastPass altogether and go to OnePass?
You need to change the LastPass password first and foremost, and then look at how they handled the breach. Look at the steps that they took, because after it happens, of course, they're going to be extra careful. But you can investigate OnePass and look to see whether or not they've had a breach. But for the most part, the Chrome browser, those are pretty good password savers. And someone had a question about pepper spray. As long as it's pure pepper, not CNCS, which are tear gas, it has to be OC, pure pepper. Make sure you follow the law regarding carrying it and using it in your state and your company. And it's a natural product. So it's going to, nothing's 100%, but it at least will make the eyes burn and water, make them cough, and buy you time to get out of the situation. Most important, no matter what weapon you carry, it must be accessible. You must practice, you must be willing to use it and able to use it, and it's got to be accessible.
Great. I know there's a lot of you that need to run and get on to your next meetings. I am going to let the last two people ask their questions. So if you want to stick around for that, Denise.
Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, everyone. Tracy, thank you so much for your presentation. I've been doing real estate for about 7.5 years. And when I first started, I was introduced to the Beverly Carter story and later met her son at a NAR Association meeting, and it scared the bejesus out of me. But just when we think naively something can't happen to us, I will share with you that even though I had my location identifier on my iPad turned on, I would share it with other agents. I would tell my broker where I was going. I was in a really bad situation. I'm a commercial agent. There were 5 gentlemen. I was showing a 10,000 square foot building that was industrial space too. My broker knew where I was, and it worked out for me, but I was in a very uncomfortable situation. So I will share with people, just when you think it cannot happen, it can happen, and it changes you. You are never the same.
I agree. And thank you for sharing that, Denise.
Excellent. Blanca.
Hi, I'm a new agent also, and I'm doing rentals. And so it's difficult to get, driver's license before you show an apartment. I always carry my pepper spray, but I mean, what does that do? So, I mean, what can I do to be safer, I guess? And I always tell,
oh, go ahead.
My husband knows where I am, and I have 360, and the owner of the apartment knows the time I'm there, but I mean, that doesn't prevent anything.
Typically in rentals, those are safer than showing properties because you have to meet in the leasing office. So people know if they're going to look at an apartment, they have to go in the leasing office, and typically they have to give their ID or they're not seeing a property. So I don't know, it sounds like you don't have that protocol in place. If you have pepper spray, what it will do is it could give you time and stop whoever's with you, but you have to be comfortable using it. You have to know how to use it, and it has to be accessible. If you have it on your key ring, and I'm going to say I have mine where people can see it, it's on the outside of my purse. Have it where they can see it. You can even have it in your key ring on your hand. If someone's with you, they know what it is. They know what it does. So that alone, just as presence, can keep you safe. You can let them know that we have safety procedures. Hey, let's look at the apartment. We have safety procedures. And you can actually have your phone open and say, my manager likes to track where we are when we're showing. So they're right here with me, whatever it takes to give the impression that you're not alone. So there are procedures that you can set up. So there's no excuse to not feel safe.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, Tracey, I just want to thank you so much for being here this morning and sharing with us these tips to help us not only stay safe, but I actually absolutely loved your idea for the FSBOs and sending out that information to them. We're all looking for more business, and that is a great way, excuse me, to set yourself apart from everyone else. So Christelle, my phone guy for FSBOs, are you gonna, is he still here? Chris, are you still here? I'd love to hear how he's going to implement that into what he does. Maybe next time we'll talk to him about that. But thank you so much, everyone. The recording for this, because Tracey had so much valuable information that she went through super fast. So I know we all want to be able to go back and listen to it again and see it. So the recording will be posted in the group and on the YouTube channel as soon as it gets done.
And Debbie, I'm looking
Sorry,
at
go
the
ahead.
comments. Forewarn is on the NAR website, so yes. And if you look at the link in the chat and the one that I gave you on the QR code, you can get that FSBO tip sheet immediately on site. Just plug in your email address and then you will get that sheet. So all the information is there. Just scroll up or from the QR code. And I have to say, Debbie, that from a previous meeting, I had someone reach out to me and hired me to do a presentation for their organization. So thank you for the opportunity.
Excellent. You guys don't forget to save the chat. Everybody knows how to do that, right? You go in where you would type and you click on those three little dots and hit save chat, and it automatically saves it on your computer for you. So then you'll have the contact information for everyone and all those links that Tracey was talking about. You'll have right here. I see a lot of people during the talk were putting the links in for Tracey. So thank you everyone for hanging out with us this week. Next week we'll be back and doing some breakout rooms. I promise next week we will get to breakout rooms. I did think this was much more important this week than breakout rooms. So looking forward to seeing you guys all next week. Don't forget, we do this every week. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you then.
Thanks, Debbie. It's great.
Be safe, everybody.
Thanks, Tracey.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Debbie. Thanks, Tracey.
Thanks, Tracey. Thanks, Debbie. See you guys.